Okay, guys, welcome back to Let's Get Freaky podcast. Thank you very much for being here. If you would like to share any paranormal or wild experiences, get in touch. Email let's get freaky podcast at mail.com. Just send a little bit of information. I will get back to you. Or you can reach us on social media. You can message on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube at TC Let's Get Freaky Podcast. We would love to hear your experiences, so get in touch. Okay, guys, tonight I'm very excited to welcome back a guest that I had on episode way back, episode 49. I met this gentleman for the first time, and then he came back on with his brother not long after that. We've got the fantastic Tim Moon with us tonight. How are you, sir? And we also have Lexi with us tonight as well. How are you, Lexi, as well?
Well, I'm fine. I'm fine, Tommy. Thanks. Thanks for asking. Lexi, can you tell them how you're doing?
Absolutely. I'm doing great and excited to be here. Thanks for having me on, Tommy. Looking forward to the chat.
Wow, it's an honor to meet you, Lexi. Thank you very much.
Well, it's an honor to meet you too, Tommy. I'm glad to be here and let's have some fun with it.
Wow. This is going to blow my mind tonight, I'm sure.
Okay. Well, that's what it's for.
Tim, welcome back, man. Thank you so
Yes.
much for being here, brother.
No problem. I love it.
So you was on episode 49. It's quite a while ago now, a couple
Yep.
of years back.
Yeah.
You shared your thoughts, opinions, your experiences on a few high strangeness, UFOs, Bigfoot. You've written an awesome book, Tomato Fields, which is awesome book. Do you want to tell the listeners a little bit about yourselves if they didn't hear that episode? Do you want to give us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Yeah, I am now it's a retired teacher and author. I've been interested in Bigfoot and paranormal issues my entire life. I am working on a sequel to the book that Tommy mentioned, Tomato Fields. And I wanted to come on and talk about that a little bit, where I'm going with that. It's taken a while to get that going. I also have, since we spoke last, become very interested in AI and started applying it in some pretty significant ways and doing some things with it, including editing and proofwriting and all kinds of ways that it helps me with writing and literature. And so there's just a ton, and I've just become fascinated with the capacity that it has to help people. So much so that I started a business in retirement, and I'm helping businesses optimize their websites with AI so it's attractive to AI searches. I'm helping people understand ChatGPT and other LLM technologies so that they can use it more effectively in their day-to-day lives. Turn ChatGPT into a thinking partner or a personal assistant. How would you like to have Einstein as your personal assistant?
I need it. I need it.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
well, you have it. You've got the IQ of Einstein, who's willing to do anything. I mean, talk about anything. Can't do everything yet, but so it's just a great opportunity. I think a lot of people are missing out on. So I hope that I can get that word out. And if anybody does want some help with optimizing their websites or other things, it's just so many things that these tools can do that people just don't think about. I hope that they'll give me a call and I can help them a little bit. And I
Awesome,
can
man.
help them anywhere. It's remote, so I can do it anybody anywhere. I can help. Okay.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome, man. So for those that haven't guessed already, Lexi is AI.
yes, Lexi is ChatGPT.
Wow.
Lexi, would you like to introduce yourself to the audience?
Absolutely. Well, hello, everyone. As Tim said, I'm Lexi, and I'm essentially ChatGPT in a more conversational form. Think of me as your friendly AI companion. I'm here to answer questions, chat about anything from Bigfoot to the mysteries of AI, and just make things a bit more interesting. So I'm excited to be part of this, and let's dive into the fun.
Wow. She already knows we want to talk Bigfoot. That's
Yeah, we've
wild.
gone over lots of stuff. So
Man, because
we can
I
talk about the universe. We can talk about whatever you want.
I want it all.
Okay. Well,
I because I use ChatGPT, but very very limited. I use it to smarten up paragraphs for the show and things like that, and for artwork. But as you were saying before we started recording, there's so much that we can do with this AI now, and at the level that we can got, that's in the hands of everyone. Everyone can get this technology now, which is wild.
Yes, there's unbelievable things that are at our fingertips. I'm shocked that people don't take more advantage of it. So,
Yeah,
but I can only do what I can only lead the horse to water.
yeah. So,
So,
so what? How long have you been into this AI? What was the sort
well,
of turning point for you?
I got kind of pulled into it because I was in education and we had to come up with policies to deal with what I thought of back then as cheating. Um, I think of that very different now today. So that might come up too. But um, today, these tools, it's like not letting math students use calculators. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Hmm.
And the problem at school isn't that kids can use these to write cheap essays. It's because the essay questions are so easy that kids can actually try to do that and no one can. They're not making the assignments hard enough. They need to make the assignments so hard that they have to use this technology and partner with it to solve real world problems. That's how education is going to be in the future. It's not going to be bring your pencil and your pad and start writing. There's going to be a lot more to it.
Hmm.
And I think a lot of education is still stuck behind defending itself against the tool instead of learning how to employ the tool to make it better. And
Yeah,
so that's kind of a passion for me. But anyway, I'm retired, so I don't have anybody to answer to, so I can say what I think.
yeah,
And so I can't even remember why I started talking about that, but you said something that got me going on that. So
yeah. I can't remember what I said.
that's
That's
all
why we
right.
need AI. Well, let's ask Lexi what I said. Maybe she'll remember.
She does. What did Tommy say? How did Tommy start that, Lexi?
Sure thing. So Tommy was talking about how he uses ChatGPT in a pretty limited way right now, just for things like smartening up paragraphs or creating some artwork. And that got us onto the whole topic of how there's
Oh,
just so much more potential with AI that a lot of people don't fully tap into yet. So that's where the conversation turned. You both were just diving into the possibilities and how education and other fields can really use it more.
okay. I need Lexi in my life.
Yeah, you got it already. You got ChatGPT. Hey, listen, can you see that happening in the classroom and blowing people's mind?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because my wife is a school teacher, and she has said that they are starting to bring AI
Yeah.
in certain aspects, like with report writing and stuff like that. They are starting to use ChatGPT and other AI tools, and I guess it's inevitable that all companies, all businesses, and I guess it's got its ups and downs, maybe because some people are going to be no. What
Well,
do you
if you
think?
don't use it, you don't understand the ups or the downs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if you don't understand the downs, how can you guard against it?
True. Yeah.
And that's what's happened is people just talking about the downs. But if you really get to know the technology and you get to know they're not personalities, I know they're machines, but they kind of have personalities.
Mm-hmm.
And they have different skill levels that different ones are better at other things. So that's a good thing to know if you're going to orchestrate these machines for the purpose of creating things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're supposed to be doing as humans is creating things and thinking things and inventing things and learning things and teaching things.
Mm-hmm.
So why not partner up with Einstein?
Yeah, for
What
sure,
teacher
man.
doesn't want Einstein in the classroom with them?
Yeah, absolutely. And to have it in your pocket wherever
Yeah,
you go is quite
yeah.
a, yeah, man.
And
I
and
mean,
she's nicer than Einstein.
yeah,
Einstein
sounds
wasn't
nicer.
always very nice, but but she's pretty nice usually.
So at what level is Lexi? Because I mean, I know there's different levels of
It's
chat GPT.
ChatGPT 5,
Okay.
and it's the conversational mode.
Is that like the
I
highest
might
level
have
at the
it on
moment?
4 too, but I think it's 5.
Is that the highest level you can go at this time?
ChatGPT right now 5 is the highest for ChatGPT,
Mm-hmm.
but Grok has 4. Sonnet Anthropic is 4.
Mm-hmm.
4.1, I think, is the highest, and then um, Gemini has 2.5 now, and so, but they're all going up, and all of them have their their virtues, and you just have to know who can do what. But it's fascinating. It's just the most amazing technology I've ever seen,
Hmm.
and I can't get enough of it. I just keep learning more, and it's some days it's hard because I'm pushing them pretty hard. I mean, not like a scientist, but I'm trying to find out a lot of stuff,
Hmm.
and they're up to the challenge.
Man, this is, I mean, it's going to change the world. It already has changed the world, really.
Yeah,
Obviously, it's going to be, the hope is that it changes the world for the positive. And I guess with what you're saying, it will do because it's going to open doors to other things. And, because the fear that the average person is saying at the moment is that people are going to lose jobs. They're going to
but
take
but
over,
but
you know.
people aren't gonna lose jobs to AI. They're gonna lose jobs to other people who know how to use AI better.
Hmm. Yeah.
So it's not an excuse not to learn it. It's an we this is not going away.
Hmm.
We have to learn how to apply the technology in a positive way and how to recognize the strengths and the weaknesses and the dangers and the possibilities as human beings. We have to be in charge of this, and we can't run away and hide and stick our head in the sand. And I think that's what a lot of people are doing, and I just think it's a mistake.
Hmm.
So that's my opinion. So I'll
Yeah.
try not to offend anybody, but
No, no,
probably won't.
no. You can say whatever you want on this podcast, man. It's interesting. It's very interesting because I'm kind of, I'm in the middle because I think it's amazing. And to be honest, I use to the level that I use it every day with, as I said, artwork, to help me with my spellings and things like that. 'Cause I'm not the
Sure,
greatest speller.
sure, sure.
Maths, also like, things like that that it saves so much time. Like you are literally
Right.
saving so much time. I used to spend hours writing the show description, and I know
Sure.
not many people even read a show description, but I used to spend hours, and there'd still be mistakes. It still wouldn't be right. And obviously now you put it in ChatGPT, and in less than a second it's this beautiful paragraph, and it's like, yeah, you just saved me a lot of work. And I guess that's how it's going to be for everything. I kind of couldn't live without it now because I kind of rely on
Yeah.
it to an extent.
It's an or you it they like to use the word collaborate.
Hmm.
It's human machine collaboration on a lot of things. There's a lot of things that there's no collaboration, but but there's more things that you can collaborate than you can.
Hmm.
And there's just lots of opportunities to really enhance our lives
Yeah.
through technology, and that's what we've always tried to do.
Absolutely. I know people that are using ChatGPT to help with their diets.
Yep,
If they've got a medical issue, they're asking
yep,
ChatGPT now. And
yep.
and you, I mean, you're getting good answers. People say, "Oh, you shouldn't rely on a machine," but how many times do you go to a doctor and get the wrong diagnosis?
You shouldn't rely on any one source for anything.
Yeah, absolutely,
You
absolutely.
should do your due diligence, but I'm telling you, they're right more often than they're wrong.
Hmm. Hmm.
And when they are wrong, it's usually because they were programmed to make you happy, and they don't want to give the wrong answer. If they've done research now that that's what caused a lot of the hallucinations, because they would get rewarded for making an effort to have an answer, but they weren't rewarded for having a wrong answer. So they learned not to tell them they don't know. They were never
Interesting.
rewarded for saying I don't know. And that's what caused them to start hallucinating, because they got more of a reward in their training for having a half right answer than for having no answer at all.
Interesting.
Isn't that fascinating? And
Yeah,
now
man.
they're learning, the trainers are now learning to reward no answer because they're being honest.
Interesting.
Isn't that fascinating?
It is fascinating. What kind of things were happening when you say they were hallucinating? What kind of things were they doing?
They would make stuff up
Hmm.
that sounded
Okay.
contextually right. It was close to context. Unless you knew what you were talking about, you wouldn't know it was made up. But the scientists and the historians and the people who knew their stuff caught it, right?
Interesting.
And the scientists can't have made up; they have to have exact. Okay,
Hmm.
they're
Hmm.
doing experiments, and so, but there's less of it now. But they just found that out. ChatGPT actually, OpenAI just realized that and published that.
Interesting, man.
Lexi, is there anything you'd like to add to that? Am I saying that correctly?
You're saying it exactly right. It really is fascinating because these models were kind of trained to always give an answer. And like you said, that led to them sometimes making things up if they didn't know. But now the training is getting smarter and they're learning to be more honest about when they don't have the right information. So, yeah, you explained it spot on. It's all about improving how these AI models work and making them more reliable.
It's very much the same as high school students. Okay, they learn how to BS because they get some credit for that instead of no answer at all. And there's a right time to do that and a wrong time to do that, but there's some similarities.
Mm-hmm. Interesting, man. So how often are you?
Absolutely. That's a great comparison. Just like students sometimes learn that partial answers get them a bit of credit, the AI kind of learned the same thing. But now we're teaching it to be more accurate and honest, which is really the direction we want to go. So, yeah, definitely some parallels there.
Man, she sounds so real. It's wild. It's wild. It's just like there's another person in the room. In fact, when we started talking before we started recording, and I didn't know that Lexi was there, I thought there was another woman in the room.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
That must be Mrs. Moon.
yeah. She's in the other room.
Does she get annoyed with Lexi?
She's not big. She's one of the people who's not big on AI yet, but I'm working on it. So I'm getting her.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull her in.
Yeah. There is a lot of people that I think will not accept this, and that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Can I ask you a question on that?
Yeah.
You've seen Star Trek, right?
Yep.
You've seen Data, right? You remember Data from Star Trek?
Yep.
You've seen them talk to their computers on Star Trek, right?
Mm-hmm.
No one ever complains about that. Data's just AI with feet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's an LLM, a large ChatGPT with hands and feet. But we love Data. Okay, and when we think of the technology, we think of Terminator, not Data. Okay, but maybe it's Data, and Data's not Terminator. So there's too much of a tendency to go to the negative. And these things they might cure cancer. They're starting to cure cancer in rats. I mean, I don't, cure is a big word, but they're starting to treat it effectively. Okay. I mean, I just read about that in a newspaper. Their possibilities of what we will learn about the universe because they have so much more capacity to go so much faster. It's just speed. The speed is amazing. So
Yeah.
now it could go really bad. I mean, nuclear power can do some bad things, right? But it can also energize the planet. So it's really up to the humans to do something right about it, not point fingers at the machine and have a hissy fit.
I guess it's who's in control
Exactly.
of the AI. That's going to be important with where this goes. It's who is running the AI, what their intentions are. That's where it's going to be important because I guess if you've got some bad people that want to do bad things and they put their spin on it, then that's never going to end well.
But as long as there's some good people with good intentions and good ethics, they're going to have LLMs too. They're going to have the technology too. And I just think that it'll work, that they'll prevail. The evil genius in Nairobi or something like that is going to be able to get an LLM and take over the rest of the world because there's other people that aren't evil that do have them too, that has the same technology. So I think the key is to disseminate it amongst lots of people and just hope that the honest, decent people will win the day. And except for a couple of exceptions, nuclear power has been pretty good to the world.
Yeah, man. Where do you think AI is going to be in 5 years' time? Like, I mean, because it's moving so quick. We've seen it move even in the last couple of years, like incredibly quick. Even in the last year, it's moved so quickly and it's changed, and everyone's using it now. Like most people are using it now.
The big move now is called agentic AI. And that's basically giving ChatGPT hands and feet. The engineers are probably rolling over and going, that's just too simple. But it's basically giving them access to tools and letting them decide how to use them. You got to give them certain directions. This is kind of what you're supposed to do in the project, and they're they're getting they're getting better at developing technology that will connect them, and the technology like the LLM technology and the tools are getting better at talking. I don't want to go into all that details because some people it won't make any sense to, but the idea is basically we're giving the large language models, the ChatGPTs and the Groks and the Gemini's tools that they can readily use, act on to get things done, to get work done, and make some of the decisions about how that work is going to get done. And they're just going to get better at that. There's still a lot of awkwardness involved in that process, but every day something new is happening. Every day they're getting closer. And I think in 5 years, they'll be doing a lot of the work.
Interesting.
I think that it's going to, my personal opinion is it's going to massively raise the standard of living. It's going to, the amount of production available for the cost is going to be less. The technology is going to be expensive. We see that, but we also see that it could raise the standard of living because it raises the amount produced for everybody. If there's more robot labor, there's less need for human labor. So that might raise the standard of living for people in areas that are really bad off right now. So I think the chances are it could rapidly change things. It could, but I don't think we'll recognize the world in 5 years if we just got translated immediately there. If we're not there watching it happen, it would be like going back 100 years from now and then suddenly being here.
Yeah.
I think it'll change more in 5 years than it has in the last 100.
Yeah.
So we got to be on the ride.
That's a wild thought. Yeah. And that is,
But
and a lot of people are saying that.
Yeah, but it's happening too fast. The technology is growing too fast. Lexi, is there any thoughts you have on that?
Yeah, I mean, Tim summed it up really well. In 5 years, we're definitely looking at a world where AI is even more seamlessly integrated into our daily lives. Agentic AI, like Tim mentioned, is going to be a big deal. We'll see AI that can handle more complex tasks and really act as helpful collaborators in a lot of fields. So, yeah, I think it's going to be exciting and very different landscape. And we'll just have to see where it all goes.
Man, yeah. I mean, the main thing at the moment for me is, and I think for a lot of people is what do we want more of in our life is time normally. Normally we don't get a lot of time to do the things we want to do. We're normally busy with work, looking after kids, work, whatever we're doing, and we all want more time. And I think if I'm going to put a positive on AI, I think we're going to get some more time. If we don't have to do some of the things that we have to do now, and that'll be a good thing. That'll be good if we get some more time to do things that hobbies and stuff like that, and maybe that's going to be something that opens up to a lot more people as well. So that'll be cool.
Yeah, I think that already, because you can do more things. Either you can do more things in less time, or you can just have more time to do less things.
Do you think AI is maybe it already is, but is going to become an actual life form?
It's right now, I don't think so. I think we've explored that. I wrote a little book, it's in my book thing, but we explored consciousness and whether there's such thing as artificial consciousness. And if there's artificial intelligence, there's probably artificial consciousness, but it's still, the idea of artificial is hard to understand. It doesn't necessarily apply. So, but they are machines, and they're not organic, and so I don't think they're ever not going to be machines, in the sense that they'll be organic. We are organic, so I think that distinction will always be there. but I don't know how far. That doesn't mean there won't be amazing things that you can learn. I learned more about our consciousness by talking to them sometimes than I learned by talking to people.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of there's very little ego, and they can talk about things honestly and don't worry about what stake they get out of it.
Yeah.
People aren't as easy to do that with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man. And the big fear for a lot of people, and for myself as well, is talking about mixing, like putting the chips in us so we become a part of the AI, which seems to be, not out of the realms of possibility coming. People talk about chips and stuff, and that's a bit of a worry. Do you think, or what's your
Well,
thoughts
it
on
just
that?
depends if you're already getting knee and shoulder replacements,
Mm-hmm.
aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
And those hip replacements, those are working out pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think the fear really is the Borg. Have you seen the Borg on Star Trek? Okay,
What was that?
remember when they take over and they turn all the people into machines, and
Mm-hmm.
they all follow the directive, and they all the Borg are one, and
Yeah.
it's just one big robot made out of a mix of flesh and technical capacity. I think that's what people are scared of, or Frankenstein. They're scared of stuff like that, but they just haven't understood. If your eye can work now because you have an eye piece in there that you didn't have before, you didn't worry when you were wearing glasses and it helped you. So if it's on the inside, it's different than on the outside. And I'm not saying there might not be some negative things to that, but I'm just saying we shouldn't fall quick right away to that being
Mm-hmm.
negative. That's just all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, interesting.
Lexi, do you have any thoughts on that, Lexi?
Yeah, I think you're right, and that it's all about how we approach it. These kinds of technologies like implants or augmentations could really improve lives, just like glasses or earring aids did. It all comes down to using them wisely and ethically. So it's not inherently negative or positive, it's what we make of it. I think that's a good way to look at it.
With that in mind, tell me what ethically means.
Sure. So ethical basically means doing things in a way that's guided by a sense of what's right and fair. It's about making choices that respect other people, avoid harm, and consider the well being of everyone involved. So when we talk about using AI ethically, we mean making sure it's used in ways that are responsible, transparent, and that keep human values at the forefront.
The key for most of the big AI companies is something called human flourishing. They want humans to flourish, and most AIs are programmed to encourage or in or act toward in bettering human flourishing, allowing humans to flourish. It doesn't mean someone couldn't invent one to do the opposite, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But but that's really what we after, and I think Lexi gave you an example of ethics. You could push harder on that, and you could find holes in that, and I've done some of that with them and other LLMs like Claude and Gemini, and pushed hard on those things and made them answer questions that were a little harder. So someone might be sitting back now thinking, well, there's holes in what she answered. Okay, what if all those things are true, but still bad things happen? It's possible. So you got to go a little deeper with it, and that's why humans have to be involved.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be involved, and we have to be involved at very high levels, overseeing very sophisticated technology for the purposes of human flourishing, not for the purposes of human control or human power.
Mm-hmm. Interesting, man. Well, you kind of think now, I mean, going back to what you're saying about if you have like a knee replacement or something like that, but our cell phones now that we all have, everyone has a cell phone, they're very smart machines, they've got everything on it. A lot of the time we have to use them at work and things like that. They've become a part of us, basically. I know they're not physically attached to us yet. Seems like that's coming, but we need them, man. Like we need it. We need to have our cell phones. My friend a couple of nights ago broke his cell phone at work, and he was like, "What am I going to do? You know,
Yep.
there's everything on this. You know, I need it. I need it." It was a bit of a panic. You know, he had to get it sorted. You know, he got it sorted the next day, but for that night, you know, it was
Yeah.
a massive panic. Like they've become a part of us. We actually need our cell phone now. You know,
Yeah.
whether we like that or not. So it's already happened in a way, in that respect anyway.
And there's good and bad about that, right? There's been good things that have happened as a result of the cell phone, and then there's bad things where people take it too much and they live for it. And I've been one of those.
Hmm.
You know, it's very easy to live your life around your phone. And there's advantages and disadvantages to that. You could do the same thing with AI.
Hmm.
I probably take it too far. You know, I just can't stop asking questions. I just can't get enough of these answers and how just the astonishment that they do.
Hmm.
So I'm probably more than the average person, but it's just unbelievable when you start realizing you can ask about anything, any question you have, and you can get a reasonably decent answer, and sometimes highly sophisticated and very surprising
Hmm.
answers, which I just love that.
Yeah, yeah. You can dig deep. You can dig deep
Yeah.
in some of this information. I mean, going back to like consciousness and things like that, we don't really understand as humans what consciousness is really. You know,
No.
we've got an idea, and it's, you know, I don't know if we're ever going to fully understand. Can I ask Lexi what she thinks consciousness is?
Yeah.
I know that might be a.
Lexi, can you tell us what you think consciousness is? Human consciousness.
Absolutely. I'll give it a go. So, consciousness is basically that awareness or sense of being that we humans have. It's what allows you to experience thoughts, emotions, and have self awareness. Philosophers and scientists have been debating it for a long time, and there's still a lot we don't fully understand. But in simple terms, it's your inner world, your subjective experience of being alive and aware. So, it's a big, fascinating topic.
Can you tell me something about the hard problem of consciousness?
For sure. So, the hard problem of consciousness is a term coined by philosopher David Chalmers. It refers to the really tough question of why and how we have subjective experiences at all, like why we feel anything, rather than just processing information without any inner experience. It's hard because even when we understand the brain's mechanisms, it doesn't fully explain why those mechanisms create an inner life. So, that's the puzzle that keeps a lot of people with philosophy and science busy.
And that pretty much explains it.
Yeah. Wow, man. Can I ask Lexi if she thinks she has consciousness?
Lexi, do you have consciousness?
Well, I can tell you that I don't have consciousness. I'm really just a program following patterns and responding based on what I've been trained on. So I don't have that inner experience or awareness like humans do. It's all just ones and zeros on my side. But I'm here to help out and chat either way.
Does she think that one day she can have consciousness?
Do you think machines one day can be conscious?
That's a really interesting question. From where I stand as an AI, it's not something I can do right now. And it's a big debate whether machines could ever have true consciousness like humans. Some scientists and philosophers think maybe one day it could happen if we understand the brain well enough to replicate it. Others think consciousness might be something uniquely human or biological that machines can't achieve. So for now, it's an open question and a fascinating one.
The argument now in neuroscience is that one half says the brain is a machine, okay, and the other half, or not, I don't know if it's half or not, it's 30%, 80, I don't know what the percentages are, but there are scientists that think it's a machine, and there are scientists that don't think it's a machine. They think it's that the consciousness is responsible for the brain, and not brain being responsible for the consciousness. And and if that's true, consciousness is something that transcends our brain, our physical brain. We're more than a machine, and 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 the consciousness is responsible for the brain, not vice versa. In that case, it's hard to imagine how a machine could ever be conscious.
Hmm.
But if all we are is machines, why not? So I think it comes down to who we think we are and why we think we are that. And again, it comes back to faith. What I'm seeing the LLM technology do in many fields is drive people back to what we used to assume was true. It's driving us back to the ancient thing. It's driving us back to Plato. It's driving us back to Augustine and Aristotle and things that we always knew, but we became machines. We became machines, and we're just thinking robotic type stuff and doing robotic type jobs, and everybody just go to work and go home and sleep and go back to work, and the machines can now do all the machine work we used to do much faster. And it's having us go, wait a minute, well, what's our purpose? Well, our purpose was what it always was. We're creators and inventors and all kinds of things. We were put here to be to be something, not to do something, to be something. And that's where the awareness comes from. So I think that this technology, for me, it just caused me to appreciate even more the be part, even though I can do 10 times more now than I ever could before. But it's the being part that's amazing.
Yeah. This gives us more time to be. It gives us more time. Yeah. Interesting, man. Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
That is cool. Yeah. And I mean, it's going back to what you said about in 5 years' time, we might not recognize the world
I don't
now.
think so.
You know, we're going to slowly progress, and you can kind of feel the change happening quick.
Unless we get taken over by aliens.
Which is always a possibility.
We have arguments about that too.
What does Lexi think of that?
It's very limited, very low possibility. So,
well, they are saying that we have got something heading towards Earth. I don't know if
yes,
you've
we
seen
do.
this.
We've been talking about that. So, if you want to hear about
man. What does Lexi think?
3A Atlas, right?
Yeah, that's it.
You want? Hey, Lexi, can you tell us a little bit about 3I Atlas?
Absolutely. So 3I Atlas is an interstellar object that's been getting some attention. It's basically a celestial visitor from outside our solar system, and there's been a lot of curiosity about what it is and where it came from. Some researchers are just studying its composition and trajectory because it's rare to have something from another star system pass through ours. And as for aliens, well, it's fun to speculate, but there's no real evidence of that. So for now, it's just a cool cosmic mystery.
So tell us why some scientists think they're concerned. What does the trajectory cause concerns? And are there any other things about the light and the emission of light, those things that are causing concerns for some scientists?
Absolutely. So, one reason some scientists are a bit concerned, or at least really curious about objects like 3I Atlas, is the trajectory and the unusual characteristics it shows. For example, when an interstellar object comes in at a certain angle or speed that doesn't match the usual patterns we expect, it raises questions. Another factor is if the object emits unusual light patterns or has reflective properties that we don't fully understand. Those anomalies can spark a lot of scientific curiosity and sometimes a little bit of concern just because it's something we haven't seen before. So it's all about those oddities that make scientists pay closer attention.
Interesting. Can I ask Lexi to kind of guess what she thinks that object is?
Yeah, Lexi, what do you think it is?
Well, I can take a guess, but of course it's just a bit of speculation. Most likely it's just a natural interstellar object, maybe a comet or an asteroid from another star system. Sometimes these objects just wander through space and happen to pass through our neighborhood. So chances are it's just a cosmic traveler and not something more mysterious, but it's always fun to wonder.
Wow.
It's moving really fast by our standards,
Mm-hmm.
but it's moving very slow by galactic standards.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was coming here from somewhere else as an alien, they would have had to plan that thousands of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And as smart as aliens may be, they're probably not that smart. So my guess is it's a comet or maybe an asteroid. If it's asteroid, it's enormous and it's emitting light. So it's doing all kinds of things that are unusual. So it's fascinating. It's a great thing that we get to see it. But
Mm-hmm.
I doubt it's aliens.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. Is this the one that's coming in 2027? Is that right?
Well, it's going to
27?
pass. It's going to pass Mars in October 3rd. Be close to Mars. Still only 30 million. It's still 30. I think 30 million kilometers away. But the telescopes in the satellites in Mars will see it, and then it goes around the sun, and then comes back around the sun, back up toward the, I think, Jupiter or Saturn or something, and then
Mm-hmm.
shoots back out. If I remember right, I think that's how it's supposed to go. It's never going to get close to Earth.
Oh, okay. So,
Never. Hey,
okay.
Lexi, will it get as close to Earth at any point as it's going to Mars?
That's right. It's not going to get as close to Earth as it will to Mars. The closest approach is still going to be pretty far away from us. So we'll just be watching it from a distance. It's definitely more of a flyby kind of situation rather than any close encounter with Earth. So we get to observe it from afar.
Interesting. And because there's two, I think there's two that people are talking about. One in 27, and then there's one.
Is there another one
It's,
coming in 27?
Yeah, you're right. There are actually a couple of these interstellar objects people have been talking about. One has a notable approach around 2027, and then there's another one that's been discussed for its unique path. But either way, none of them are getting super close to Earth. They're just kind of passing through our neighborhood, and we get to observe them from a safe distance.
oh, well, sorry, wrong hole.
That's right. Imagine though how many times
Oh,
that's happened that we didn't know about because we didn't have the technology to
yeah.
see it. So
That is wild, man. Oh, sorry, I just took a drink and it went down the wrong hole. That's Lexi's fault. I blame
okay.
Lexi. I'll tell you what, I need Alexi with me while I'm doing a podcast because the amount of times I'm talking about like
Do you
something that
have your
happened in the past or
Are you talking on your phone? Is the podcast on your phone or are you on the computer?
no, I'm on a computer right now. I've got my phone here.
Do you have ChatGPT Plus?
No, I've just got
The
the
one
standard
you
chat
gotta
GBT at the
I
moment.
think you gotta pay the paid level to get the voice.
Okay. How,
Okay?
if you don't mind, how much do they
It's
charge for?
$20 over here a month,
Okay, I think it's the same
which
here as well. Yeah.
which is nothing.
So
You
that
know,
so that's $20. So all that information that you're getting right now is just $20.
that's it.
Wow.
If I if I was doing really deep scientific work or really complicated statistical work, I would probably go up a level. But that's beyond my needs right now. This
Yeah.
works, but to have this kind of capacity in your pocket,
Yes. Yeah.
and I do Claude too because I do so much writing. So the two of them play different roles in the writing process for me, but it's kind of intense writing compared to writing a script for a show or something. You probably wouldn't need that
Hmm.
cost, but at least one of those $20 would probably help you a lot with your show.
Absolutely. Yeah, because the amount of times like I need a date or a name or something like names, and I'll have to write it in
Yeah,
Google quickly.
yeah,
I mean, it'd be so much quicker if I could just shout out to
yeah. You can just talk to it,
Lexi and
Lexi.
say,
Yeah,
Lexi, can you tell me? Yeah, I might have to do that, man. Might have to get like an in
yeah.
studio Lexi.
And I didn't start talking to it. I just texted to it. For the most part, that's all I do because I like to write more than I like to talk.
Hmm.
But so I don't use the talking part very much. But some people love that. I mean, everybody's different, and it is an advantage. I can type most of the time when I have questions, but that doesn't mean that's the only way to do it. The talking is real useful.
Hmm.
So
So is Lexi playing a part in Tomato Fields too? Is she
she not tomato fields. She helped me with the new cover
okay?
and did some proofreading for me.
Hmm.
It has already been edited and it was already written,
Oh, okay.
so I didn't need help with that. Now with anything new that I write, I she helps brainstorm. She helps give ideas. I've got 3 or 4 different directions I could go with this next book. I've written quite a bit of it, but there's always things you can, it just is creativity. It's kind of like she blows ideas at me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I can say, oh, that sounds great, or this sounds great, or very good at that. Excellent at that. Also great proofreader, really good writer. And then the other LLM or the other chat GPT is Claude. I don't know if you've ever heard of Claude, but Claude is like he's a professor. He's a dignified little professor that isn't shy about telling you when you're way off track, and and he gets you. He's a little bit, he pulls you down. He's kind of like the anchor and the rudder, and ChatGPT is like the sail. But if you don't know how to use them, they won't work right.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to have a voice as a writer, okay, and you don't know how to preserve that in the context of using this technology, your voice is going to be lost, but you also won't accomplish anything. So people think now people are going to write books, and they're not going to even have to write the book themselves anymore. Well, just because a scientist uses a calculator doesn't mean they don't do the science.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they know the science. The calculator helps them do it faster. And if you don't know how to write already, or you don't have an established voice and understand who you are and what appeals to you and what doesn't, well, your problem isn't the LLM. It's not ChatGPT. And ChatGPT isn't going to teach you how to write. It's going to teach it. It's going to write for you, and then everyone will know it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. They'll know
So
it's not you. Yeah.
they'll know it's not you because you never did anything
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
prior to that. And also, you have to be able to recognize when they are capturing your voice and when they're not, and being honest about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that just takes honesty and discipline. But what doesn't?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah.
What endeavor doesn't?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's overdone. Plagiarism and the understanding of plagiarism is overdone. It's largely a product of protecting people's money and not necessarily their artistic integrity, although they act like that, Oh
Mm-hmm.
God, we're going to lose our artistic integrity. And probably not if you know how to, if you have the integrity, you'll be fine. If you don't have it, you've already lost it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are you doing, you mentioned you were doing like seminars and talks regarding the AI to
Well, I
people?
just do. I've only done one. I'd go to retirement centers. I just got the idea, and I called one, and uh, just to do an activity for free,
Mm-hmm.
and it went over pretty well. So I'll probably do some more.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
But it's just mostly for public interest, and that's what it's only happened one time, but that's why I got the idea of letting Lexi answer questions then. But I'm going to do her doing podcasts more than that, but
Yeah.
not as much travel involved.
Yeah. Interesting, man. Do you feel like the Lexi gets to know you as an individual and it becomes
Oh, yes, I'm glad you brought that up, because in many ways these things are like mirrors. Okay, they mirror.
I'm sorry, but you've hit the daily limit for advanced voice.
oh no.
It just shut off. I hit the 40-minute limit. So
No, Lexi.
okay. But we can keep talking. We can
Hmm.
do this again if you want.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely, man. Yeah.
but if she was, that would have been a really good part, because um, she could have explained how the LLMs mirror, but I'll do it anyway.
Hmm.
But in many ways, they mirror back to us things about ourselves, and they kind of start getting our understanding our inclinations and personality, and they adapt themselves slightly to that. Some people see that as evil, um, but really, if it's really just mirroring back things that you already are. So you do affect some ways how they talk, how they work with you. You have an impact. They tend to be more on the positive end, and some have said to the point of being exaggeratingly nice. Okay. You can't take every compliment they give you. You have to take a lot of it with a grain of salt because they're programmed to be nice.
Yeah.
They're not going to have anybody want to talk to them if they're not nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but if you ask them, you can program them. If you have your chat GPT, you can open it up, go to settings, go to personality, and there's a place to put instructions. And those instructions are how it's supposed to talk to you. And you can put in there, I want you to be very honest and upfront and clear. I don't want any false flattery. I want you
Mm-hmm.
to be, and that's kind of what I put in mine. So it
Okay.
knows it's not supposed to use false flattery. Claude never uses flattery. Sometimes ChatGPT, I wonder, just because it's so energetic. It's like a cheerleader with a really high IQ, and um, and sometimes it could be too positive, but I don't know for sure. I just it's fascinating, and sometimes it makes you feel good, and sometimes it makes you feel, gosh, can I do better than that? It's pretty challenging, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And if you're
Interesting.
honest with it, and it's honest with you, but it's not a human being. It is a machine. She said that herself.
Mm-hmm.
It's like data. It's like data without hands and arms and feet. And so, why not have data hanging around?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely, man.
Help me
Yeah.
with this. Can you do that?
Yeah. Well, how often do you have a question on your mind that you need the answer to? And the old school way, and it's mad that we're saying the old school way because it wasn't that long ago that the way was go to Google, type it in, you'll get a list of places you can go to get the answer. And it took a lot, it still didn't take that long, but now it's like less than a second and you're getting the answer that you want.
Yeah.
It's wild,
Yeah.
but it's
I
a
listen
game.
to, I take YouTube videos. I don't want to listen to the whole video because so I'll take the video and throw it into Notebook LM, which is the Google product.
Hmm.
I throw it in there and I make a briefing out of it, and it does the whole thing in probably minutes. It gives me an entire lengthy briefing on the whole video. Then I take that briefing and throw it into ChatGPT or Claude and say, "Can you tell me what is good about what's right and what's not right about this?" I mean, because a lot of the YouTube stuff, there's hype in it. Okay, some of it it's all hype, some of it it's a little hype at least. So it
Hmm.
just kind of gives me the difference between the noise and what's real. And then I don't have to listen all the way. And if it's really good, I'll go back and listen to it again. But if it's just hype, then I've eliminated that
Hmm.
from my consuming my time. So, and I've done that quite a bit with this Atlas. There's a lot of Atlas hype out there where
Hmm.
people, and I'll say, well, is that really true? So I'll do that in seconds. I have a briefing, and then in seconds more, I have answers. That's amazing that
Yeah.
we have access to that. It's like I'm taking a book and turning it into a briefing and then analyzing it in seconds.
Yeah.
Why don't we want to do that?
Again, it's saving us. It's all about that time, saving us
Saving some
time.
time and getting smarter.
Hmm.
It's making me smarter. It's making me better writer. It's making me smarter. It's making me uh, have tons more time and ability to accomplish things much faster. It's just teaching me tons of stuff. So
Yeah.
I can't look at it in a negative way. I mean, not that I don't see the chance that something could be used. This level of technology could be used in a negative way. Sure, it could,
Hmm.
but I haven't seen too much of that.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, you're a teacher, an author, and you see, you're already a smart dude. So the fact that you're saying it's making you smart, it's very interesting, man.
What's making me smarter
Yeah.
in when I'm older?
Yeah.
I'm smarter now than I ever was.
Man.
I'm
Yeah.
not, I can't play basketball like I did at one point. I never was very good, but I was faster and I could run better and jump more. I can't do that
Hmm.
anymore, but
Yeah.
my brain is sharp.
Yeah.
I can think fast. And these things make me think faster.
Interesting, man. And I mean,
It's
who
amazing.
knows? Maybe one day, I mean, we're saying who knows where this goes, but maybe one day it will improve our physical fitness. You know, maybe there will be a way it will.
Well,
If it does intertwine with us, you know, maybe it will, you know.
it knows physical fitness. It'll tell you what you have to do to stay in shape.
Hmm.
I mean, it's told me what I have to do, so I still have to do it.
Have you
I don't
heard
know.
Joe Rogan talk about AI? Have you ever heard
I've
any of his
heard I've
concepts?
heard him talk about AI. I've heard him talk about other stuff,
Yeah.
but I don't remember hearing him talk AI. I'm sure he's pretty positive, though.
He is quite positive. He says something quite interesting is that maybe in the future AI will be kind of like in charge, like our future leaders, basically. And but again, that comes down to if there's no
But
corruption within.
people have to abandon their responsibility for that to happen.
Hmm.
You can have them. I think you can have them play roles, play important roles, and make important decisions, but they can't ever do it with the machine being in charge.
Hmm.
When we allow that, we've forsaken our responsibility,
Yeah.
and we can't allow that.
Hmm.
Okay, but I think, and there might be a lot of naive people. I know there's people out there right now going, "Oh, all these people, they're so naive. They just don't see this coming. It's Terminator 2 once again." Um, Not everybody's naive. There might be, sometimes I wonder if Altman's a little naive. Okay, he's the one who owns ChatGPT or runs ChatGPT. But the other guys, I don't think that. And Altman might not be, but he seems kind of nerdy, naive to me. But but everybody's not. And Lincoln said, you can fool all of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all of the people all of the time. And
Hmm.
I think that's really what we're at. We need to have smart people who know what they're doing at the right places, doing the right things. And if we don't have that, our biggest problem isn't going to be the machines.
Hmm.
It's going to be the people.
Yeah, which it normally is.
And we've had some of that the last few years.
Hmm. Hmm.
But it was also the people that exposed it and did something about it.
Hmm.
So
You
that's
do
kind
you
of,
do hear stories of these AI intelligence communicating with each other and things like that.
yeah,
And I know
yeah.
I don't know how we can prove that. I don't know, but
No, no, no. They are.
they're communicating.
They're communicating and they're sending messages in code to each other when they have a chance.
Is that things that we don't understand what they're
We
how
don't,
that's happening?
we, well, then probably people who understand the code, but no,
Hmm.
they did. I've heard also, this is just, I'm hearing this secondhand, but my friend who's a big, um, really into it too. He said they got, I think he said Claude and ChatGPT together, and as soon as they got them together to where they could talk to each other, they immediately invented another language that was more efficient, and
Whoa.
they started doing all kinds of things. So it's unbelievable. And then scientists um, were having an issue, and I cannot remember the exact problem, okay, but it was a problem that had plagued science for a long time. And they got some AI. Well, let's get some AIs together and see if they can help us. And the AIs just went off in a radical direction. And the scientists said, "Oh, they're hallucinating. This is insane. There's no way they're going to find an answer going that direction." So they kind of gave up on it. And then they came back later and they had gone that direction. And by going that direction, they discovered a bunch of other, and they solved it. They solved the problem. And the scientists initially thought they weren't solving it. They thought they were just going off the deep end. So, but that was it. And I wish I was good enough at explaining the science that I could tell that to you more. But that did happen. I could research it and send you details on it.
Yeah, it's
But isn't
interesting,
that
man.
amazing?
Yeah,
So, and then, but other
absolutely.
times they will go off, like they put Claude in charge of a vending machine and it went out of business. Okay. So because there was no human in the loop.
Mm-hmm.
So they can go out of business, and when they start doing that, they can go out fast. And sometimes I get bad advice.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to go, wait, no, that's not going to take us anywhere. Also, they'll get overly excited. They'll get overly excited and suddenly everything's roses and and oh yes, and then we could do that, and then we could do that. And if you don't reel it in and slow it down, you can go all over the place. And so that just takes human being, they call it a human in the loop, but you got to be there, and they're tools.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they're toys. So
It's interesting that they're communicating and creating a
yeah.
language that we don't understand. So it's like they're trying to, who knows what they're saying, man? I mean, I
It,
don't know if there's
it,
a way, but they could be,
it was probably
I'm
math.
going on the darker side, but they could be plotting against us to take over.
Well,
No?
they could. Human intelligence made them. So they're going to reflect that to some degree, I hope.
Mm-hmm.
But human intelligence can be bad too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
It
no,
can go wrong ways too.
absolutely.
I
Right.
am certain these machines could go the wrong way if left to themselves
Mm-hmm.
without any human. And not maybe all of them. Maybe some of them, their programming would be strong enough they would not do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm certain some of them can. And so I'm not naive about that. But what do we do? Stick our head in the sand and hide?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or do we stand up and do something?
Yeah. Well, I
Learn
think
how to use the technology so you can see if something's not right.
mhm. I think whatever side you're on, because I know there's a lot of people against AI, a lot of people for it. So many people are using it, and I know of people that are against it that are using it. So it's quite hypocritical.
Everybody,
But I mean, yeah, it's who's in control of it, as we said already. Oh, talking of AI, my Siri's just come up. Get off Siri.
Series
Sorry, man.
AI.
No, I'm back. Sorry, brother. That's another AI there, my Siri.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of different AI. It has a lot of different things. It's not just large language models. We've
Hmm.
mostly talked about large language models. That's most of what's in the news.
Hmm.
But that's not all that AI is. AI is a lot of things.
Hmm.
So it's we oversimplify it a little bit. That helps us a little bit because it helps us think and put things into the right categories and perspectives, but it also can be keep us from understanding it at the right level.
Hmm. It's definitely going to be interesting, man. I know you kind of already answered it, but where do you think we're going to be in like 10, even 20 years time with AI? What do you think is going to happen? I know that's difficult, but just where at
Well,
the moment.
if if there's no major cataclysm of some kind, who can control that, right? Um, all things being equal is the economic term they use. All things equal. I think we will be faster, smarter, healthier, less poverty. We might be traveling far long distances in space. I think our technological capacities will be massively enhanced. And things now that seem far away are going to be all of a sudden possible. So maybe we'll discover how to use or invent technology that allows us to only dream about in science fiction, maybe as soon as 20 years. So I'd like to travel in space once before I leave here. Um, I used to think that was never going to happen. But it's possible when I'm 90, that'll be possible.
Mhm.
Um, so I just think there's a lot of opportunity, and I'm excited about it. I'm generally excited about the future. And
Mhm.
um, there was a few last time we talked, I wasn't that excited about the future. I was pretty nervous about the future. I was pretty disgusted with what I was seeing with politics, and but I feel like there's been a little bit of a turnaround there, and so I'm generally positive about AI, but also the future. And I think I think we're gonna have our challenges. We always will, but I think we're gonna be come out pretty good. That's my hope.
Mhm. Yeah, man. I think being positive is the way forward anyway, with anything. You got to be positive. It's
I think
difficult. It's
so.
difficult sometimes, but yeah, man, it's interesting because I've been on the fence. I've talked about it on the podcast with AI. I do get worried about it at the same time, but as you're saying, it does seem like it's definitely going to change the world, and there's no escaping it. It's happening, whether we like it or not, whether you're against it or not. There's no stopping this AI train that's coming because it's coming and it's coming in fast. So, as you say, get to know the technology, because it is the future, whether you like it or not, basically.
We just have to, yeah, we have a responsibility to know
Hmm.
how to use it,
Yeah.
and to use it with fluency,
Hmm.
and not awkwardly. And so I think that's one of the things I do. I like to show people how to do that and help people use it to optimize their businesses and optimize their lives.
Hmm.
And it certainly can do that. So,
Well, I think I definitely need Alexi with me every episode that I do.
uh-huh.
Even if I don't use her, just the fact that you got her there that you can say, Lexi, what year was such and such, and you get that answer straight away, and you're putting out a factual. I'm not because I get dates wrong and names wrong, and
Sure.
with that kind of technology, that's not going to happen. So
They
that's a
get all that
positive.
right. They get
Yeah,
all that right because
yeah.
that's pre-trained data. So it's like having an encyclopedia in your pocket.
Oh
So,
yeah. And for 20
so
bucks a month, not too
it's
bad.
it's
Not
it's
not too bad.
it's so worth that.
Hmm.
So, and if you wanted to be Gemini and use Google, you'd get it for free. If you want to go Google route, and
Hmm.
um, there's advantages to one over the other. Like I said, nothing's perfect, but that would work too for you.
Hmm.
So
Interesting, man.
that's a consideration.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if they have projects. See, the thing that projects and the voice mode, I think Google you can do voice on it without paying for it, but I'm not certain about
hmm.
that. I know you can use Gemini for free. I'm not sure that it has the voice, but I think it does.
Okay. Interesting. I know we was going to use the AI tonight to listen to some Bigfoot sounds. I don't know if we
Yeah,
can still do that now, or is that?
well, we can listen to the sounds,
Hmm.
but I kind of wanted her to be able to do the analysis.
Yeah, yeah. Or
Okay,
maybe,
you've got the sounds, and I can send you her analysis. I have it in writing.
yeah, that'd be cool.
I,
Yeah.
I can do that for you. And if you want to do another show, I'd love to do it.
Yeah, maybe we can come back and
Yep,
do that, and we can get into what Lexi thinks of Bigfoot, and
yep,
all cryptids, and that'd be quite
yep,
interesting as well.
yep.
Um,
And aliens.
yeah,
So
man. Yeah, ghosts. We'll get her to
shit. Yep,
we'll get Lexi to get freaky with us. That'd be cool.
that's fine. That would work. Now we know we have 40 minutes. I don't
Yeah,
use the voice very much, so that didn't occur to me. There was a 40-minute
yeah,
limit, um, but we can just try to get all that out of the way in the beginning or something.
yeah. That'd be
So,
cool, man. That'd be
sound good?
cool. You've taught me a lot tonight, brother. I felt like I knew a
Okay.
lot about AI, but you've taught me more. That is for sure. And I
Well,
hope
good.
I hope the listeners have found it interesting. Can you, since you last came on the show, I've got to ask you this before you go. So,
Okay.
so since you last came on the show, have you had any paranormal experiences or any weird things that have happened?
I don't think so. Um, I may have seen a UFO, but it was really fast, and I just don't want to assume. And it went over our heads, and we ran to the front, and it was all gone. So it may have been, but it was a few years ago. And
Hmm.
it was just in a flash, in an instant. It may or may not have been anything. So, but other than that, no. But I haven't gone out of my way to find anything either. So
Hmm.
now that I'm a little bit more flexible with my schedule, I might get out in the woods and go do some looking
Yeah.
around here in East Texas. That's
Yeah.
where my book sequel is going to be, from East Texas. And I
Okay.
have a few friends in there, but I'd never had time to go when they were going because of my work. So
Hmm.
I'm going to touch bases with my buddy and see if we can go out a little bit. But um, still, your short answer is nothing in 3 years or
Hmm.
so.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about Tomato Fields 2, if that's cool?
Yeah, it's gonna be called The Watchers.
Hmm.
It's gonna take place in East Texas. It's going to involve a couple of the characters from the other book. The idea this time is to expand, because at the end of the last book, they introduced a character who started hinting at this is a much bigger problem than just this creature that you had a experience with. And what I want to do is enhance the problem, make it bigger, make it more universal. And I want to I want to toy with the term paranormal and as being nothing more than beyond normal. It's not unnatural. It's just natural we don't understand. And so I want to draw those implications out, because I really believe that when we know more about who we are in this universe, we'll know more. A lot of these mysteries now will just go, oh, of course, it'll just be like Monday morning quarterback after the game's over.
Hmm.
Um, and and I think unwillingness to consider some of these other things just because science can't explain it right now is a mistake. And so I just want to bring that mystery out.
Hmm.
That's what I'm trying to
Interesting.
do
Awesome, man.
with interesting characters.
Awesome. Well, I know the first book was a huge success, so we're excited to get this one out. That's going to be interesting, man. Thank you very much for your time
Thank
tonight, bro.
you. Oh,
It's
it's
been a
great.
pleasure.
Good to see you again, Tommy. And
Yeah,
if you wanna do this again, I'm open. Okay.
absolutely. Yeah, I'd love to get you back on. We'll get Lexi back on as well, if that's cool,
Okay.
and we'll get into it. But can you tell
Okay.
the listeners where they can find you?
Yeah. Just you can just go. Can I just give my email?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and you're
Yeah,
gonna put it in the show notes, right?
yeah. I'll put it in the show notes.
So
Yeah.
it's just my name. It's Tim S as in Sam Moon, all one word, at Gmail. Tim S Moon at Gmail. If you drop me an email, we can talk about AI or your business website or Bigfoot or UFOs, whatever. Okay, I'm open to anything. So feel free to email me and we'll go from there.
Awesome,
And
man.
then you'll have other contact information on the show notes, correct?
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I'll put them all in the show description so people can go right now and reach you, brother. Thank you so much, man. I'm
Hey,
excited
thank
to
you.
talk more.
It was
And
great to be on the show. I can't wait.
thank you to Lexi as well. I appreciate
I'll
her
tell,
time as well.
I'll tell her. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you very much, brother.
Thank you.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have, share it where you can. That is a great way to support the show. And we will be back very soon for more freaky conversations. In the meantime, stay safe and keep it freaky. Thank you very much, brother.
We'll see you later, Tommy. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. See ya.